Hi, welcome back to Give Me 5 Friday. I'm here at Casa Grande Union High School with the most tenured teacher in the whole entire district, Mr. John Craig. So, welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is so fun. So, it's great because two of my boys had you as teachers, you and your wife, and they had great things to say about you. They really appreciate all the support you guys gave them. And you know, teenage boys don't really talk about teachers from high school if they even remember them, and so yeah, so I think that's really great. So I appreciate you, and this is going to be fun for all your former students to watch, right?
I'm excited, and thank you very much for saying that.
Yeah. So we were talking earlier about you were at the old high school.
Yeah, 2 years. My first 2 years were where City Hall is now, and what an experience that was, and getting to come out here when this school opened.
Wow.
And be a part of that, and then have seen the evolution of this school.
Yeah.
For the last 30 years.
Yeah, definitely. So are you ready for your 5 questions?
I am ready. Let's do it.
All right. So you've seen a lot of changes over the years, and what is one thing do you think has stayed the same about CGUHS?
Well, I think this was one of the more challenging questions that you posed, and buildings change, but they don't have a soul.
Yeah.
And Casa Grande, the community, the high school, this site in particular, has had so many people that have come through and gone on to great things and done so many amazing things. And I've got to be a small part of it for a lot of them. And that's the thing that keeps you coming back year after year, is as much as we change with leaders and, you know, a fresh coat of paint or new concrete, the vibe, the energy, the heartbeat of Casa Grande Union High School, it has remained the same, and it's just very powerful. And for people who stay long enough to really understand what that means, they'll be greatly rewarded.
Yeah, definitely. Boy, I couldn't have said it better. Yeah, that's great. It is very special. It really is. And there's not too many schools like that around anymore, so that's awesome. So you teach U.S. government, and so what is your favorite lesson to teach? So
my favorite lesson it's got to be the Electoral College. I think it's the single most misunderstood thing in all of American government, and I have a great lesson that I've worked on for many years and added to it and developed it. And when I finish the lesson, I can see the kids, the light bulbs are going off, and it's starting to click with them. Often leads them to even better questions for me about this or that. And so that's, I think, my favorite lesson to teach.
So it's probably most exciting every 4 years when we have a presidential election.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But even in between those moments, you know, kids are, by the time they get to me, they're 18 or soon to be 18 and getting ready to vote. And so they're starting to think about these things, and they're developing some awareness. And, you know, it seems like we're never too far away from a presidential election these days.
Yeah, time flies. The older we get, for sure. So what historical figure, living or dead, would you like to have dinner with?
So it's got to be George Washington.
Did you see the movie, Young Washington?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I went and saw it on 4th of July. It's great.
I'm very excited to see it. I think Washington's life and presidency is just amazing, and I've been to Mount Vernon a few times. The more I learn about him, the more I like him and what he stood for and represented, and I wish we had a little bit more of that these times.
I know, wouldn't that be great? Yeah. So what's you've had thousands upon thousands of students. So what is one classroom moment that you will never forget? I'm sure there's lots, but.
There are so many. It's nearly an unanswerable question.
Yeah.
My wife, Mrs. Craig, who's a teacher here, we've been through so many things together, from the birth of our children to she is a cancer survivor, and we went through a diagnosis and treatment. And you know, the staff, the students, the moments that have happened for us, to us here, have been so rewarding and enriching. Now, I mean, there have been a few things that I might not want to remember as well, but it's all part of what makes this place tick. And I say teaching is the most exciting job ever, because on any given day you just don't know what's going to happen. And the one thing that stays true is that the students, the staff, the community, their parents, they will rally when called upon in ways that you can't even imagine. And so I'm struggling to pick a single moment, because there are so many. I literally today, in getting to know my students this year, became aware of one of our students who is a junior national cycling champion.
Wow.
There's just so many kids that are doing so many amazing things, and sometimes they're not, touting it. You have to peel back a few layers, and that's been really awesome to get to know the kids over 3 decades now.
I really don't think there's any other profession that's more rewarding than teaching, and those relationships you have with the students. So that's great. Gets you through those tough days.
Indeed.
All right, so what would be your dream vacation, somewhere you've never been before but would like to go?
Yeah, there's a lot of places. I think Alaska may be at the top of the list.
I just went to Alaska. It was, I highly recommend.
Beth and I love the outdoors, and it's such a vast landscape and so many things to see. I've read a lot about it. Of course, I'm interested in going to all the historic sites, like I'd like to go to Mount Rushmore. I want to go to Maine and see the historic lighthouses. There's a lot of places just right here in the good old USA that I like.
Definitely, America has a lot to offer.
For sure.
Great. So you've taught generations of students, I'm sure. So you probably have students, and you're like, wait, who's your parent? So,
Yeah, just today I had a young lady who, she had written in a little biography introducing herself to me that her dad was one of my former students, and so we took a moment in class today and talked about when he was a student. I have a couple of them now. It's strange to think how much time has elapsed, because it seems the blink of an eye.
Right, definitely. And so you teach with your wife, and you guys are basically CGUHS royalty. I mean, it's always like, oh, the Craigs, and everybody knows who the Craigs are, right? So, I mean, and you've been through numerous, administration and all of that, and it's had its highs and its lows and all of that. But like you said, this place is really special. And when you say rallies, like you look at our football games, we have people, former teachers that go to every single football game, they've been retired for years, and yet, and I think that really makes it just so special. What are you most looking forward to this year?
Well, we have yet another new principal, and that's exciting. I think that as I get nearer to the end of this season of a career, it's exciting to start a new year with a lot of optimism about what can be, what will be. And, we have challenges, cell phones and AI, and it's a very different job than it was when Beth and I started. And so there's always things to look forward to and be excited about. I'm on the guiding coalition of the PLC team, and we've got a lot of momentum going right now, and that's very exciting. And we talk about that a lot. And we had a presentation to the staff just yesterday afternoon that I think went really well. So there's many things to be excited about, but I think change is kind of one of the things that has happened here throughout our career, and I suppose over time you kind of have to learn to embrace it. And I've worked in one district my entire career, but it almost feels like I've had 10 different jobs because of the change. So appreciate the stability that Mr. Lavender has brought to the district, and have really enjoyed being on the staff here at this time. Feel like we can thrive and have.
Being at the school year is always exciting because it's new. You get to, and I like how we have a beginning and then we have an end and then we get to start all over. And students may not know this, but we don't do the same thing every year. We mix it up all the time, and yeah, doing stuff in different. We learn, we grow.
Absolutely, and that's
Yeah.
one of the beauties of the PLC process that we're part of, is that you bring in new teachers or somebody new to teaching a subject, and they've got new ideas
Yeah.
and innovative thoughts, and you say, I'm going to give that a try.
Yeah.
I mean, I still tell some of the same jokes at the same time
Yeah.
every semester.
And that's okay. So, well, thank you so much. We're excited to have featured you today, and we'll have to get to Mrs. Craig next.
That would be awesome.
That
Thank
would be
you.
awesome. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and have a happy Friday.